Yo, what is up, money lovers? So today in this video, I'm just going to go over some solo FNCS loot routes, similar to the old one I made, that highlights different strengths players have and how they can use them. I'll also be incorporating criteria at the end of the video on how I determine these loot routes and different things you can also consider when you're trying to make your own for like future seasons or if the map changes, so that you can just be a little more self-sufficient. And with that out of the way, let's get started. So the first chart is going to focus on players that like to get some loot early and then they push into a POI. Ideally, there's two people like fighting and you can clean both of them up after they're low. So you want to be able to pick a spot that you can win really quickly off the spawn. So you can do this by getting the only chest that's available, for example, and that'll allow you to end the fight quickly so that you don't have to worry about, for example, this player looting and then pushing into you, because what if they wanted to dip out instead of you going in, you know? Another thing you want to have is initiative, of course. So from here you can you take this teleporter and then you can go into the house high ground or inside and take free shots on different fights within Pleasant itself. Alternatively, you can go like north over here if you need more loot, or if you have good loot so you can get more ammo, or you can go south where there's also the materials here, chest, the slurp truck, and then some plan towards salty. So yeah, that's kind of how I came up with this. Make sure you have dense loot, and efficient materials is ideal as well, just because you're going to be spending time walking around like most loot paths, so you don't want to spend time also farming and taking too much time doing other things. Alright, the second path is for players who like to take fights from a far range, and if you don't know, there's a heavy sniper here, so you can get a heavy sniper and you can have multiple third-party opportunities on Holly or Paradise or Salty. The idea is that because there's 3 POIs, you're likely to have at least one fight that you can third-party effectively. Some things to make note of is that when you're looking for a sniper route, you don't want to have players that are able to push on to you quickly. For example, this player can, however, you're going to be able to hear this and the henchman will be shooting at him, and you'll just have more awareness if that were to happen than he would going into a blind situation. Alternatively, if someone landed here, for example, then you have this chest and more materials, so while they're busy shooting the henchman while trying to loot, you can try to take advantage and flank and capitalize on that. So make sure that when you're looting this, you just go quickly and try to stay ahead of the players that will be rotating down from Paradise or up from Holly. So you'll want to be going east further with this loot route. It's not necessary that you get everything, of course, but this also puts you in a good position to shoot at people rotating out of weeping once that first circle starts to close. For example, this team or players from here, which will be going to the middle potentially. So when you're making your fish route, there's not too many things you need to consider. The most important things are a natural fishing pole spawn, many fishing spots, and of course efficiency in your loot route because you'll be taking time to fish. So I chose this path because you can land here, you get natural shield while you're farming your materials, which are metal, you get wooden pallets to farm, and you get a natural fishing pole, and then you have a pretty solid route out. So the next route is really just a jack of all trades, extremely versatile route, where you land on these 3 chests here, which give you some early loot density, as I've mentioned before, and then immediately under here there's at least 300 mats nearby, so you can definitely farm that enough to take a fight here or in dirty. Or maybe if you want a third party, you can go here if you hear multiple people landing there or something. Alternatively, you can just keep going north and farming and looting and getting scraps, or just playing wherever the zone takes you. You also have this building, which provides a little bit of mobility. However, you shouldn't rely on it too much, especially because you'll mostly have this area to yourself since no other solos really come here because there's nothing to loot. Really, the only thing to look for in a versatile route is that the more options you have, the better. So you just want to center yourself somewhere where you can have a lot of opportunities and you don't have to make too much commitment to anything that will put you in a bad spot if you want to back out. So the last play style is just going to be box fighting. The yacht is pretty much just a constant box fight. As you know, it's completely inside, which is very much recommended for a box fight POI. Ideally, also you have some natural heals. You're not going to be pushed up on. If you can finish the fight quickly, that is ideal, especially in a place like the yacht, because you can get metal material so quickly. So if a player wants to really extend the fight, then they have a lot of liberty to do so, and they can really just rob you of your kill point. Otherwise, make sure that the mats you use are easily replenishable. A different spot that I thought would work would be Logjam, because those also fit my qualifications, but it's up to you where you want to go. And then you can rotate out using the Steamy Stacks vent. And this person created a nice map that showed the extent to which you'll get with the vent. So shout out to them. Alright everyone, if you managed to see this screen, just want to thank you for sticking around to the end. These are really just points that I thought of, as well as playstyles that I thought of, but of course I'm not all-knowing, so there's probably things that you can make better, and not all spots can have all the criteria met, of course, so just pick your poison and balance it out with how much loot you'll get, and good luck.